Okay, picture this. You just got your paycheck. You look at your bank account and realize you have $1,200 left after bills, rent, groceries, and the usual life happens expenses. You think, cool, maybe I can finally start investing. Then you open Instagram and see a 25-year-old flaunting a Tesla, a crypto moonbag, and a six-figure side hustle. And suddenly, that $1,200 feels like nothing. You feel behind. You feel like you're missing some secret. Now look, here's what most people don't realize. The reason you feel that way isn't because you're bad with money. It's because you're thinking about money the way most millennials or Gen Zers do in a world that Gen X actually thrived in. And here's the thing. Gen X figured out a system that actually works, even if it feels old school. My name is Nico, and I spend way too much time thinking about why money moves the way it does and why we keep getting it wrong. If you're someone who's grinding, saving a little, maybe even investing, but still feels like you're behind, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, because what I'm about to show you might just change how you think about money forever. Here's the first thing. Gen X thinks about money differently because they grew up in scarcity, but also opportunity. They saw recessions, job instability, and a stock market crash in 1987, but they also saw how a single disciplined habit could compound over decades. Now you might be thinking, okay, but I'm not Gen X. What does that have to do with me? Stick with me. This is where it gets interesting. See, while a lot of younger people chase high-risk, high-reward strategies, stocks, crypto, side hustles, hype investments, Gen X mastered something deceptively simple: consistent saving and strategic investing. Let's do the math real quick. Say you start with $10,000 at age 25, and you add $500 a month into a diversified portfolio, earning 7% annual returns. By age 55, you're sitting on roughly $600,000. That's not a millionaire, but that's life-changing security. Here's the psychological insight. Compounding doesn't just work on your money, it works on your confidence too. Gen X didn't get rich overnight, but they learned to trust a system. And trust is underrated. Today, most people look for dopamine hits. They want the excitement of maybe the stock moons instead of the quiet power of routine. Gen X says, consistency beats luck every time. Now let's talk about the real difference: mindset. Gen X asks questions like, can I live below my means without sacrificing life? And what can I do today that makes my 50-year-old self thank me? Younger generations often ask, how fast can I get rich without feeling pain? And that question, that's the trap, because fast money feels good now, but often costs a lifetime of security later. Here's a story to make it concrete. I know a friend, let's call him Mike. Mike started investing in his 20s, but never chased the hype. He maxed his 401k, invested in index funds, and lived slightly below his means. His peers were buying Lambos, NFTs, and the occasional luxury vacation. Fast forward 20 years, Mike's friends are stressed about debt and job stability. He's planning early retirement and helping his kids pay for college without stress. That's the Gen X approach. Slow, steady, psychologically smart. So what should you do? Action steps. First, automate. Save and invest automatically before you see the money. Second, embrace boring investments. Index funds, dividend-paying stocks, real estate. Nothing sexy, but they work. Third, adopt the psychological mindset. Treat your money like a tool for freedom, not status. Ask yourself, will this choice make my future self grateful? And fourth, be patient. Seriously, patience is your superpower. Now here's the kicker most people miss. The Gen X system scales. You don't have to be rich, and you don't have to understand crypto or options. You just need to start. Even $200 a month, if done consistently, compounds into tens of thousands over a decade. That's power. That's quiet domination of your financial life. So if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: stop comparing yourself to hype, start thinking long-term, and adopt some of that Gen X discipline. Your bank account and your mental health will thank you later. All right, now go do it. Automate your savings, choose investments that don't stress you out, and watch as your future self silently celebrates every disciplined choice you make today. And if this video hit close to home, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs that wake-up call, because here's the truth. Thinking like Gen X might be old school, but it still works better than any trend you're chasing today.